All right, here we go. This is the second video I've done. It's been a while since I've done my first one. I've been sick since then, got over that. Had some other issues going on, some family health problems, but we're getting back on the project here. I'm calling this a home-built Hogue-Vee. I'm working on the bump stops right now. I just got my metal back from a gentleman that I've got in contact with. It's really good. He's a veteran here in Fort Campbell, Kentucky, Tennessee. I was using tubing, which was going to be fine. Tubing's light, it's easy to work with, it's strong, but I think it didn't set very well with what I wanted to do with my shot mounts. So I'll come up with these on some cardboard. I will take more pictures of them as I go along, but they're basically going to be setting something like this. I've got a fill-in plate that I'm going to put right through here. This is probably overkill, but like I tell a lot of people that critique me on my project, underkill means walking out. Overkill just means you're slower getting there. And my walking days are hopefully behind me. I've got a plate to put here, like I said, and a triangulated gusset that I'm going to go underneath and finish out the, I guess will be the side-to-side impact of this bump stop. I'm gonna keep this video short. This is my second one. Bear with me. I'm not an actor. I'm a fabricator. I'm new to this. I hope to get better. I hope my wife helps me more. She helped me on that first video. I think she's done a wonderful job. I was nervous. Yeah, we're gonna keep chopping at it. Eventually we'll get it. This is the last big major step on this machine. I wish I'd have started filming it long ago, but I had no idea what I was doing, had no idea what I wanted to do, which way I was going to go, the components I was going to use, and to try to film something like that and fabricate and build would just be more for my hillbilly brain. Although I think I've come a long way, it's taken a long time to build this, but there's been other things that I have accomplished and done since then. But this is the last big thing, is the bump stops. I'll try to get some pictures of them here in just a second. Like I said, I want to keep this short. I need to get back to work. I'm not going to film the whole thing. As you can see, my shocks are here. They're 10-inch stroke, 2.5-inch Radflow shocks, dual spring. The springs are over there somewhere. But the bump stops are vital. I just wanted to limit and have adjustability of the up travel so I don't damage the shock, damage the bolts that goes through the shocks, and puts too much load, or to put too much load on the shocks. So although this is not a race machine, it's not a rock bouncer, it's not a Jeep, it's just a home-built Humvee. I love the Hummers, but I do know, like a lot of people does, that they have their flaws, they have their Achilles heels, they have their issues. Although I think they're wonderfully designed for what they do and what they've done, they're not foolproof. They're just a glorified Jeep with independent. And I've had a lot of people argue with me about independence, suspension and stuff. A little bit of history. Back in the 50s, I think it was early 50s, the Marine Corps had a independent front and rear Jeep. They aborted the idea because they did not understand suspension travel, and they had the geometry worked out, but they did not know suspension travel and whatnot, and they did not know to tie the left and right, the front and rear to each other via a control arm. Or an anti-sway bar, or however you want to say it. I call it a sway bar. so that when they was turning left and right, the vehicle had so much body roll, had so much suspension travel, it was throwing the Marines and sailors and soldiers and whatnot out of the vehicles, and it was not good. So they aborted that, went back to straight axles. I'm not against straight axles. I love straight axles, but straight axles has their place, as I think independent has its place. But properly designed, properly set up, I think independent is the wave of the future. If not, we'd still be riding horses in buggies being pulled by them. They are not the perfect setup for every scenario, but this is just my opinion. I think the independent, as far as the ride and the traction they provide, is pretty good in my effect. And the older I get, the more I want something to ride nice, not just get me there. Like I said, I'm gonna try to keep this short. I'm already about 6 minutes. This is an evolutionary project that I've started. When I started this, I was laughed at, mocked at, called names, whatever. It would never work. The independent would never hold up, blah, blah, blah. But as you can see, in the past, I'm gonna say 5 or 6 years, because this project started probably in excess of 15 years ago. That's how long it's taken me to get to this point. I've had a lot of changes along the way, had a lot of things take precedence over this project, but I think we can all agree that independent is here. It's not going nowhere. It's been proven. It's time tested, and I think it's really going to go in a better direction as far as like your king of hammers, your rock bouncers, East Coast guys, West Coast guys. They're already doing it. They're drawing up stuff on CAD. All I'm doing is just copycatting Hogue-Vee and changing a few things, the length and not really the width, but the length, the steering capabilities. The Hummer had extremely weak steering, extremely weak transfer cases, extremely weak upper ball joints on the hubs. And I'll get to that later on. I'll show what I've used, what I've designed, what I've had to have made in the machine shop. And I'll get some more pictures of these bump stop mounts as I go along. But thanks for joining me. Tune back in, and hope you enjoy this.